Hi guys, this is Angel from PRDB Entertainment. Welcome to another dummy lesson tutorial for Unreal Engine 4. Now in this tutorial I'll teach you guys how you can work with vectors. First of all, vectors can be used to change actors or different objects that you may have in your scene from locations, from going forward, backwards, left, right, or putting them lower or higher in the map. Now this is going to be really easy, so I'm going to start and then only with the VR player character. Now the first thing that I'm going to do here is I'm going to add a key from the keyboard. I'm going to choose the Z. So every time we press the Z, we're going to start working with our setup. Alright, so what we're going to do is that let's create our variable. It's going to be a vector. And let's put a name to this variable. We call vector cam location. Right, so we're going to be working with our VR camera in this moment. It doesn't matter if you have a different camera on your character. You just got to play with the camera that you have. In my case, it's VR camera, so this is the one that we have to work around here on the event graph. All right, so first of all, I'm gonna say here is that you need to compile so you can get the values of the X, Y, and Z. There are two ways that you can set this value. First, you can set it here on the detail panel, which what will do is that you will be giving a default value always for this variable. You can also do it from here by setting the variable and adding just the values that you want, but here this will not be permanent. It will change every time that you do different settings or that you change the value of this variable in a different part of the project. Alright, the other way to get the values, you just choose get, and from here he will get the values that you already inserted in the details, in the properties for this variable, and he will get all the values and use them on whatever setup that you do right here. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to work with a VR camera. So to set the location, you need to search for set actor location, and from here you can see that we got the vector options here for the X, the Y, and the Z. You can also set the values here without the need of having a variable, vector variable on your list of variables. But we always need to have a couple of variables with default values, so you can do like different changes in the game. But in this case, we're going to be using the variables that we have here. In our case, it's going to be vector cam location. I'm not going to work with this one, so I'm just going to connect everything with this location vector option here on the actor location. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to drag my camera, and the first thing I want to get is the world location. Exactly where is the camera at the moment when I press the Z. So for that we need to choose our camera, drag it to the event graph. After that, just drag out and choose get world location, and from here you will be starting to get the location of the camera every time you press the Z. Now I'm gonna do the changes here, but what I'm going to do is that I'm going to set my vector variable, and I'm going to be playing going left and right. So what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to add a vector plus vector pin, and we need this for at least for this, because like I said, the first thing that we want is to get the location of the camera. It's really important that if you're going to make changes like this, then you need to add a vector plus vector. So let me explain. First of all, when you connect this part with the first option here, or with the second, doesn't really matter. What you're doing here is that you're already telling in the vector plus vector the location of the camera. When you choose to change one of these options, he's only going to change the ones that you put a value in it. In our case, it's going to be the Y, and I'm going to put less 20. So this will make my camera go left every time I press the Z key. But in the X and in the Z, it's going to stay the same for the value that I already found on the world location for the camera. So I'm going to set our variable here, and in this way he will get a value over here. He won't show it here, but he will set a value to our variable. And this is wrong, so I need to break this link here because it's supposed to be here. This one's supposed to be there. And from here on the result, you got to put it on the location. From here, he will set the actor, the camera, to whatever location you already set up in here on your values. So this is done. This tutorial is done. Let me show you guys what exactly it does. So if we press the Z key, you can see that it keeps going left and left and left and left and left and left. He reads the location first, and he only takes 20 less from the Y, and he sets that variable, that location, that camera, he sets the location for it to whatever XYZ has for value. So if we put it, instead of 20 less, let's put 20 only. If we hit play and we start hitting the key, he will start going right. Basically it's the same with the X and with the Z. So the X is to go forward and backwards, and the Z is to lower or to get it lower or higher on the map. Well, I think this is all for vector tutorials, at least for the moment. Nothing, as you saw, nothing difficult, nothing hard. This is Angel from PRDV Entertainment. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, don't forget to subscribe. If you have any question, you have the comment box right there. And like I always said, create, design, and always make it look good. Bye guys.